So did you get all of your stuff?
Get all the stuff from my school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to download my entire Google account onto my hard drive. So it's a
Oh,
good thing I got a hard drive to do that on, because it didn't take up a lot of space, but I definitely couldn't have downloaded only on my laptop.
dang. That's so annoying. I don't know if what other people's scenario was if they were able to get anything.
Yeah, because I feel bad, especially for people who were returning next year as a student. At least for me, I graduated, so I know that all my things, I can take it or leave it. Like I didn't have to download it if I wanted to, but I did. But I feel bad for the people who they're continuing students, so it's harder for them.
That's so uncalled for. Oh, I mean, I don't know. Speaking of graduation, I saw that PW was having their graduation tonight. My sister's going, and I was like, how does she even know people?
Yeah, that's
Like,
weird.
cause I don't even I think I know maybe two people, siblings of my friends that are still in high school, but otherwise I don't know anybody.
Yeah, it's like we haven't been in high school in 4 years, which is crazy to say out loud. Um, so I think it's we're now at that point where I think everybody we've ever known, personally as friends in high school, are now all graduated. Like now, everybody we know is mostly in college or have graduated from college.
That's crazy.
Hmm.
That's crazy, but my mom told me that she was going, and I guess she'll know people that are 2 years younger than her, but I was just like, for me, that's 4 years younger than me, and I'm like, they would have been a freshman or they would have not been in high school.
Yeah, yeah, we're now at that age where we're we're now so far apart in age and life from high schoolers. Because I haven't stepped foot in any high school since I was in high school.
Hold on, would that be eighth graders? Or would that be freshmen? I'm trying to think. If they're 4 years younger than us, that would be. I don't.
They're 4 years younger than us. They are freshmen in college now,
Oh, yeah, I don't know
so
any.
they're high school seniors.
I don't know anybody.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't
But
know.
I'm cool because it's high school. I'm happy it's over with. College, happy it's over with. But now I'm okay, gotta find a job, gotta work now. That's crazy.
I know. I have an internship secured for the fall. Hopefully, I talked to
Yeah.
the person, but I'm just waiting for the paperwork to be signed and everything.
What is it for?
It's for a video company that does like promo videos and like live streaming.
Okay, okay,
So they told me that they would send me stuff to edit every single week and I would edit stuff for them.
okay. That's good.
So it's
Yeah,
something.
I'm applying for jobs within my career, and then I'm applying for jobs outside of my career. I'm also, I forgot briefly, but I know there's an artist in residency thing at the place where I had my senior thesis showcase like a month or two ago, and I might apply to get the artist in residency thing. So yeah,
Yeah, I see a lot of I don't know some people, but like a lot of my friends and other people that I know are not doing like jobs in their majors. They're just taking whatever job that they can get at the moment.
yeah, and I totally get that because for me it's kind of either or, but I still even the jobs that I'm applying to that are not in my major is I applied to Joanne Fabrics and I applied to Michaels, which are arts and crafts stores. So it's still kind of that. But yeah, I definitely want to apply as soon as I get out of college because it's going to be more difficult the more you don't like the more you don't. How do I explain it? I think someone at my school explained it well. I don't know if it's my professor or somebody, but they said like the more you wait on it and don't do it, you're less likely to kind of like get a jump on your career. So it's best to do it as soon as possible.
Mhm. I get that, yeah. I think my mom wanted me to work at Joann Fabric at some point, but I'm like, that's not in my career at all.
Yeah, for me, that's just like a summer job or a part time job. But I definitely think that like if I get it as a part time job, I'm still gonna be working on my career stuff, like building up my portfolio so I can apply for other things.
That's what my ex-roommate did at one point was she was like an art education major and then she also worked at the campus store in the art section.
Hmm.
And would like anytime anybody asked questions about like art stuff or taking out art stuff, she would answer their questions about it.
Hmm. Oh
Which
yeah, speaking of Kutztown, I saw because I'm following a bunch of like UArt stuff. Like Kutztown is offering, I think, free or reduced application fees for UArt students who've been screwed over by the school. So that's great.
that is good. I know Kutztown, I don't know if it's like heavily focused on the arts, but I know a lot of people that did arts because I took like an art class. They put me in some I was supposed to take graphics, but they put me in some like art class that was graphics, but like you had to do drawing and sketching beforehand,
Yeah,
which that I don't know how to draw anything. So I was like
same.
very terrible in the class.
I feel that. Yeah, my worry though with that is like a lot. I know a lot of colleges, and that's why I went to UArts for one. For example, like a lot of colleges have arts programs, so they don't have photography as a part of the majors. It's either just like painting, drawing, sculpting, maybe sometimes graphic design, sometimes film, but not photography. So
Mhm.
sometimes I get a little bit worried about my friends who are like graduating next year who are screwed over by the school closing because it's like not many schools have like like comprehensive photography programs.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope they I mean Goodstown is good. I don't know anything about like their arts programs, but I know there's a huge building. There's the Sheridan building is for arts. And I've been in there. It's a good building.
Hmm.
They would spend their time there and they would I don't know what classes they would have there cuz I only took one arts class, but I know the building is nice.
Hmm.
I don't know. Um Oh, I saw this immediately and I thought about you because I know you follow BTS and everything. So I think, what was it? Jin just got back from his military service.
Hmm.
I think it was yesterday. And they're having some sort of fiesta in-person event for it. And I just thought the description of it was hilarious. I gotta read exactly what they said. They're having like a live stream performance and like an actual meet and greet. It says that I think 1,000 people entered a raffle to be able to meet him. So you had to go enter a
Oh my
raffle,
god.
and the first 1,000 people that got the raffle were gonna be in it. And it says the first session meet and greet with Jin is time for light hugs with Jin per request from the artist and expected to last about 3 hours. If you win the raffle but do not wish to hug, you can replace it with a handshake.
Oh wow.
Um,
That's crazy.
but my thing is, how did how did you get picked from a raffle? When was there a
And where is
raffle?
this? Is this like in America or is it like where is it?
It's in Seoul. See, I don't know how to pronounce this
Oh,
place.
okay. South Korea.
South
Okay.
Korea,
That
yeah.
makes sense. Okay.
It's supposed to be 3 hours, and I guess the first 1,000 people that I guess got a raffle ticket and won the raffle are supposed to meet him, but I'm like, does this man really wanna, like, after just coming back, really wanna do a whole entire performance and a meet and greet? I personally would not wanna do that right after I just got home.
Yeah. Yeah, because like, I think over there they have to do like 18 months of service, like mandatory service. So it's like that's like almost like 2 years, not almost 2 years. That's like a little over a year, and you know, might want to like take it slow. Maybe get back in the thing after not performing for a while. But
Even the man's even
no,
asking for light hugs, so, like, he's not very into it at all, it seems like.
yeah, yeah, and especially I feel like with like BTS fans because they're very passionate. I feel like it's gonna be very overwhelming. Like I don't know how K-pop um star K-pop stars do it because like their fan bases are huge and they're very passionate, and I would be so scared to leave my house.
My dad was talking about this yesterday that, like, I think Simon Cowell and AGT is looking for, like, a brand new boy band because he's like, "No boy band has been successful since One Direction," and I'm like, "Did we forget BTS was, like, a thing
Yeah,
at one
I
point?"
saw that and I was like, I saw that headline. I was like, I don't even want to click on it because I know there's gonna be so many K-pop fans screaming at that. Like, yeah, I don't know why he said that because it's not like it's not like BTS is like only exclusive to K-pop. Like everybody knows who BTS is, whether you listen to K-pop or not. You know?
Yeah. But if yeah, they were, like, the last kind of, like, boy band to, like, take off.
BTS or One Direction.
BTS, I feel like.
Mm, yeah, I think I can understand what Simon Cowell's saying if he's saying like One Direction's the last boy band over here in like the West to do that because yeah, we haven't had like an American slash UK boy group in 12 years. That makes sense. We haven't had a new one
I
since.
mean, we have
But
5 Sauce, but, like, I don't even know if they are even I remember they were competing against One Direction.
yeah, I feel like a lot of people argued though about Five Sauce whether they're because they're like a boy band because they all like play instruments and stuff. So they're not like a boy group like One Direction where like they like sing and dance and like that's their thing. They kind of count, I guess, but they're not like they don't make like pop music. They make like rock pop music.
I don't know what Simon Cowell is thinking. I think that whole era of, like, pop music back then and, like, having, like, a huge band blow up is not gonna, like, equivalent to today.
Yeah, the only way that will work is if it's K-pop because K-pop is like its own thing. But honestly though, we I don't know because like if I could see like in the next few years if K-pop gets more popular, they're gonna people over here, like companies over here, are gonna start making groups.
Like, I think the artists that we grew up with when we were younger, I don't even think kids nowadays would listen to a band and be, like, fangirling or obsessive over a band that, when we were younger, we'd be like, "Oh my god, we love this artist." I feel like kids now are more, like, mellow about it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because there's no artists that are for them. Like Justin Bieber, for example, was made for girls our age. Like he was around our age, even though he was like obviously like older. He was like a teenager. He was made for elementary school and middle school girls to fangirl over him. Same thing with One Direction. Like One Direction's fan base was mostly middle school girls and like elementary school girls. And nowadays, it's like there's no boy group or girl group, at least here in the United States or in the UK, that's that's like for those girls, for those kids.
I just think a whole new group with generations of young fans is just not gonna hit the same as it used to.
Yeah, I mean, music has changed too. Because I know a lot of people would now just call it cringe rather than like actually like it. I mean, people have always kind of made fun of One Direction and Justin Bieber and stuff, but like nowadays, because of like TikTok and stuff like that, everyone's a little bit more like critical of it. Everyone's more like, "Oh, this is cringe. This is cringe. This is cringe." So it's like we can't even have fun anymore with music.
Mhm. I also saw, because I follow somebody, but they're having the Kids' Choice Awards, and I was looking into it about, like, what are kids into? And, like, I think,
Exactly.
like, the only shows I think are, like I think Power Rangers is that one show because I follow one person that's, like, being
That's so
nominated for
on.
it. I think some sort of new version
Oh
of
my
Power
god.
Rangers, I think didn't the Thundermans do a reboot as well?
Yeah, I think they had a movie.
Let me look up what Nickelodeon for best male actor is, because I was like, what TV shows are there?
Exactly. Percy Jackson. They might nominate the guy from Percy Jackson. That's a kids show.
Let me look it up. Because I'm looking at the other ones, and I'm like looking at like female creator, and it's once again like Dixie, Charlie D'Amelio, Lexi Rivera, Emma Chamberlain, and like
Emma
these,
Chamberlain doesn't really have content made for kids though. That's weird.
I don't know. And I'm trying to find kids TV show, High School Musical, the musical, the series,
Okay.
Danger Force, which I think is Henry Danger. Is that the Henry Danger show?
I think it's a spinoff.
They have that. They had Power Rangers, Raven's Home,
Okay.
The Muppets Mayhem.
Is that a show? Oh
I
my
I
god.
don't know. They have Percy Jackson and the Olympians, which you're talking about.
I figured they might have that because that was the only show that was kind of like for kids that I heard was good.
They have the Really Loud House, which I see tons of nominations for, but I have no idea what that is. And then they have Tyler Perry's Young Dylan for for TV shows. I'm even looking at the movies and I'm like, are these movies for they have Wonka, they have Barbie, they have Little Mermaid, they have Transformers, they have Ghostbusters, and they have Aquaman.
Barbie's gonna win. In that lineup, it's definitely gonna be Barbie. I don't see any of these other ones winning.
But I'm like, did I watch those type of like if I was a kid, would I be like, I want to go see this movie? Probably like The Little Mermaid or like Barbie, but like would I want
Yeah.
to go see the other movies? I feel like
No.
I don't know what
No.
they're thinking here.
The only way I can see other than Barbie winning is Wonka, and the only reason why I say that is because Timothy Chalamet fans would vote.
They have they have SpongeBob for a cartoon. They have Monster High. I know they redid Monster High.
Yeah.
Atrocious. Atrocious. They have The Simpsons. They have Teen Titans. Kids still watch that?
Teen Titans Go.
Isn't that
Yeah.
on
Oh
Cartoon
God, that's
Network?
still right.
Isn't that on
Yeah.
Then why is this on a Nickelodeon?
Well, it's the Kids' Choice Awards. It's like all kids stuff.
They have Monster High, they have The Loud House, they have The Simpsons.
The Simpsons. That's not a kids show. That's like for adults.
I some of these I'm like, why is that a thing?
I wasn't even allowed to watch The Simpsons when I was a kid.
I don't know
Wow.
any of these. Male creator, they have Markiplier, Mark Rober, Darman, Mr. Beast, Ryan's World, Spencer X.
Wow.
Was that I don't even
I
think social media music stars or social media stars was like a thing when we were
they weren't.
younger.
YouTube was just becoming a thing when we were kids, but they didn't have awards for that yet. Like they didn't have awards for like YouTubers and stuff until like after I think a lot of us stopped watching the Kids Choice Awards, because I stopped watching the Kids Choice Awards after like 2015.
See, animated movie, they have more movies for kids. They have like Ninja Turtles, Kung Fu Panda, Trolls Band Back Together, Elemental, Super Mario Bros., Paw Patrol movie, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and the Garfield movie.
Okay, that sounds kid appropriate.
Which I saw the Garfield movie. That was a good movie.
I think Into the Spider-Verse might win.
That was
really
also
popular.
good. I saw, I don't know which one it was. The one that came out in 2020, was it 2023? I saw it and I didn't see the rest of them, but I think I saw one of them that was in 2023 when it first came out.
I kind of want to see the Ninja Turtle animated movie. I heard that was good.
I think I saw that. I think I saw that too. I don't remember.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Was like I watched movies over the summer, like last summer. But I don't remember anything I watched because I watched so many things at this point. I don't know. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, some of these things fit for kids, but also at the same time, none of these. Favorite music global star: Taylor Swift, Tyla, Zara Larson, Blackpink, Karol G, Dua Lipa, and Troye Sivan.
I think that Blackpink is gonna win because they're a K-pop group and K-pop fans will vote for them. Or it will be Taylor Swift. I think it's gonna be a cutthroat fight between Swifties and Blackpink stands. I think they're gonna duke it out in voting.
Yeah, a lot of these. Video games: Super Mario Bros., Minecraft, Just Dance, Madden, Roblox. Like,
I think Roblox is gonna win.
Roblox is gonna
Kids
win.
love that.
But a lot of these, I'm like, they have male sports star. They got Travis Kelce, LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Cristiano Ronaldo, Patrick Mahomes, Lionel Messi.
I think Travis Kelce might win because he's Taylor Swift's boyfriend, and Swifties will vote for him.
Come on, people. LeBron James. Male artists, they have Justin Timberlake, Travis Scott, Drake, The Weeknd, Usher, Post. Are those even kid-friendly music?
No, none of them. Literally not one.
Okay, maybe Justin Timberlake for like Trolls music, but like other than that,
yeah.
I didn't listen to any of that stuff. When I was a kid, I listened to like Justin Bieber, One Direction, a lot of Kelly Clarkson, and a lot of Pink, and I think I forget some other artists, but like a lot of those people. Oh, Selena Gomez and then Bridget Mendler were also on my list too.
Same.
But
yeah, it's because the kids don't have any music for them, so they're listening to like adult music. That's why all these artists are like adults who make adult music. Oh my god, that's sad.
Favorite song: Dance the Night, Selfish, What Was I Made For, Fast Car, Flowers, Paint the Town Red, Yes and Texas Hold'em.
Paint the Town Red.
That's what I'm saying.
Kids' Choice Award song.
That's what I'm saying.
The first line of the song is a curse word.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, Doja Cat is not kid friendly. I'm sorry, but she's not.
The first line of Paint the Town Red is literally a curse word that children should not be saying.
Oh, music.
Oh my god.
Brought music group: Black Eyed Peas, Jonas Brothers, Maroon 5, Imagine Dragons, NSYNC, and Coldplay. They don't even make music.
Black Eyed Peas released anything.
That's what
recently.
I'm saying. Has any artist, like, besides the Jonas Brothers, really made music recently?
That is crazy.
This
Black
is
Eyed Peas,
so,
like, what year is this?
This is so funny to me. I'm just gonna go through all the categories. Well, not all of them, but I'm just, like, laughing at this. Bro, this is not even for kids either. Collaboration: Fortnite, Taylor Swift, Post Malone, All My Life, J. Cole, Little Durk, Doctor, Miley Cyrus, Pharrell Williams. Who thought Pharrell made music still? Supposed to Be Love, Future, Little Baby, Lil Uzi Vert. That's not for kids. Those artists are not for kids. Karma, Taylor Swift, Ice Spice, Barbie World, Ice Spice, Nicki Minaj, Aqua, Baby Don't Hurt Me, David Guetta, Coy Leray, and Anne Marie, Wild Ones, Jelly Roll, Jesse Moore. First, Little Durk, J. Cole, Future, Little Baby, and Lil Uzi Vert are not for children. I don't know why children think they know rap music and are obsessed with rap music.
I blame whoever nominated these people because the kids only just vote for who is nominated. Whoever nominated these people we need to talk to at Nickelodeon. This is why Nickelodeon keeps getting problems with like the whole like, that's why that documentary came out about Nickelodeon because they're doing crazy stuff. Why are we having this?
I think I never even got into rap music, but one of the people I used to hang out with listened to rap music, so I think I started listening to rap music, I think, like, sophomore year of high school, but even that kid should not be listening to Little Baby and Lil Uzi Vert and all those people.
And even if they do, they should not be promoted at the Kids' Choice Awards, at least. Like, at least at the Kids' Choice Awards, can we pretend that all these kids listen to Kids Bop, at least?
This is so funny. It's just
crazy.
So funny to me that that's, like, a thing.
Who's performing at the Kids' Choice Awards? Because I know they had, like, musical acts.
Oh, let me see.
I hope it is not any of these people we just said.
Let me see. I want to know performers, not it's not telling me who's performing. Who's performing at the Kids' Choice Awards 2024? It's just telling me, like, that's not even a site for that. Okay. I'm on the website right now. Preston Plays is one of your 2024 nominees. Oh, kids love Preston Plays. I'm not even seeing any. I'm on the site right now. I'm not seeing any performances. I'm not seeing anything, so I don't know. Oh, here we go. Wait.
Oh my god, SpongeBob and Patrick are hosting the Kids' Choice Awards? One, the Kids' Choice Awards used to be in March every year, now it's in July?
I was gonna say, it's super late. I'm not seeing anything. Kids' Choice Awards ceremony will be held on March 2nd, 2024? That's not correct. This wiki page is not correct at all.
Maybe that's what they used to. That was gonna be the original date. Maybe they pushed it up.
I don't know. It's this wiki page said that Dua Lipa, Olivia Rodrigo, Harry Styles, and NSYNC were supposed to perform, but I don't know if they're performing now because this is like July. I don't know. I just find it hilarious that half of these stuff is not even catered to kids at all.
Yeah, like the majority of it. Like, it's crazy.
Also, why? I swear, SpongeBob and Patrick, didn't they have like a Nickelodeon Super Bowl version for the kids? That was so funny too.
Oh wow, I'm looking at some of the nominations this year too. Favorite family TV show is Avatar: The Last Airbender. iCarly is in here. iCarly, a show that aired more than 15 years ago, is still nominated.
Wait, where?
At some point.
What category are you in?
That's in favorite family TV show.
I gotta check that out. That's so funny. That's so funny.
I feel like they have to put like a time limit on that because that doesn't even make any sense to me because it's just like
Oh, I'm seeing it.
how
Young Sheldon, iCarly, Abbott Elementary, Loki, Goosebumps. They're really running out of ideas.
Miranda Cosgrove is nominated for favorite family TV star, and she's not even in iCarly anymore. Oh wow.
Nickelodeon, what are you doing?
Jerry Trainer is also nominated for iCarly.
That's funny.
The guy who played Aang in Avatar: The Last Airbender is nominated. That show came out literally almost 20 years ago. The fact that
That's so funny. That's so funny. That blows my mind.
yeah, because I get kids are watching it on streaming, but I don't think it should count for I don't think it should count as like something that should be nominated when it came out and was already nominated like 10 years ago.
That's so funny. I feel like I low-key wanna watch it now just to see
Hmm.
what it is about because that's ridiculous that everything is not even catered for kids.
Yeah, because that's stuff we grew up watching, and like I have no problem with kids watching it now, but it's just like, why is it being nominated again?
I don't know. Also, speaking of things not for kids, I saw this article. There's a restaurant in Missouri that's only allowing guests to be over 30 years old. There's only, I think it's for women that's over 30 and men for over 35, which I get. A lot of people are like, I support it. It's a sophisticated restaurant. It's for like, they don't want like college people or like any young people going, but it's also receiving a lot of backlash to it as well.
I I saw that. Yeah, it's like 30 and up, and like my thing is like, I understand having restaurants where kids aren't allowed, like people under the age of 18, because I get it. Like if you're like drinking and stuff like that, kids shouldn't be there, but I think it is a little bit weird to not have any people in their 20s there, as if people in their 20s aren't adults. Like, not every 20 something year old person is like a party frat person. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you and I are not the type of people that would go to a restaurant and like cause a disturbance. So
No.
I think that's not truly fair. I think that's kind of like a stereotype because not everybody who's like 20 is like disruptive and just likes to drink and party and can't like be in a classy establishment.
Their thing says this policy helps us maintain a sophisticated environment, uphold our standards, and support the sustainability of the unique ambience.
I
Which
mean, look, I understand like wanting to have like a space just for some people, but like I feel like that's gonna make people upset regardless when you put an age limit like that on there.
that's what I'm saying. It got me thinking. I'm like, there's not even like places really even catered for like our demographic or even younger kids. I mean, you have Chuck E. Cheese for younger kids, but even our demographic is just like any old like restaurant or any bar or any
Yeah, I feel
club
like. Hmm?
or any bar, any club is like catered to our age, but like there's not really like restaurants or places out there. So I don't know why they're trying to make a restaurant for like people in the 30s and older when there's not really any restaurants for like any age demographic really.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen this online, but like there's been like this like I'm not on TikTok, but I see this stuff sometimes. There's like this rising beef between like millennials who are like in their 30s and 40s, and then people in our age group, 20 and teenagers, where like millennials for some reason hate us, Gen Zs, for no reason, and like are always like, you know. So I feel like that has something to do with it, where it's like a bunch of millennials just don't want to be around Gen Z, so they made like a space only for like people who are millennials, which is weird. I feel like that's mostly it too.
I don't know. I feel like even like at like 25 or 26, I think isn't that when like the brain fully matures at like age 25 or 26? So I don't know why they're not letting people that are like 25 or 26 in.
That would make sense because people who are 25 are not immature. Like they're not going to be doing the same dumb stuff people who are 18 are doing.
Yeah, they're not like partying. I think at that point it's like you're kind of like phasing out of like, oh, I want to go party all the time. I want to go do this. I want to do that. So I don't know
Yeah.
why they're not like allowing that age group in. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like it's just it's pushing the beef between millennials and Gen Z when you do that, because then you're gonna have a bunch of like Gen Zs being like, why can't we come here and do this? And then you have millennials being like, because we don't want you here or whatever. It's just gonna cause a lot of unnecessary back and forth.
I don't know. I saw that Pat Sajak finished his last episode of Wheel of Fortune, which I'm sad about because like I never used to watch Wheel of Fortune, but it'd be on my TV because my mom would watch Jeopardy and then she would watch Wheel of Fortune afterwards. But I saw that he's taking up an acting career afterwards. Um,
Okay.
he's acting in a play called Prescription Murder. I don't know
Okay.
where it's at, but it's supposed to debut July 31st and end in August 10th in 2025, so it's not even like starting yet. I guess they're in production still for it. But I didn't think Pat Sajak was like a theater person at all.
Mhm.
That shocks me that he's into that.
Yeah. I guess now that he's like retired from the show, he can just kind of do whatever he wants now.
I guess I don't know. I just thought and I thought it was interesting. Also, I saw this and I thought it was interesting. They're talking about some sort of like SpaceX launch, and I think we talked about this several times. Like, what is Elon Musk doing nowadays? But they had I honestly I don't get the purpose of the launch. It was basically a test flight in southern Texas with the Falcon 9 launch from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. And I looked on like other missions and then I got stuck on the SpaceX website where they listed all of their missions and their launches and I was like what is the purpose of them?
Exactly.
What is like hold on. I'm on their website. They said they've done let me just flip. They've done 355 launches, 318 total landings, 289 total reflights. And I'm looking at these missions and I'm like, what is the purpose of these? They just did one that I just talked about and they did another one, but like what are the purpose of these? Someone explain to me.
I feel like, yeah, I want to know what the purpose is too, because at least with NASA makes sense because they're doing like exploration, they're doing research in space, they're learning more about space. With SpaceX, it's literally just like we're just making rockets for fun and shooting them up into the sky. And if it's successful, we can make money by sending people to space for money. That's what it's giving.
I don't know. I'm reading this one and I'm like it's not even telling you where they're going or oh, it's telling where they're going, but like what they're doing, and it looks like the Starlink mission is literally the same thing. Are they just doing trials? Is it just trials to test if they work? Because they're doing a lot of them and they look like the same exact thing.
It probably is. 'Cause I know rocket science is really hard. Like for NASA, I mean, there's been like so many rockets that have exploded that NASA tried to send up to space and stuff.
I just don't get the purpose of it. So I guess that's what Elon Musk is doing, but I don't get what the purpose of it is, honestly.
Me neither. And honestly, he needs to focus on Twitter, to be honest, because whatever he's doing with Twitter is not working. He needs to focus on one thing at a time.
I don't get it. It makes no sense. I looked at all the missions and there's like frequent ones like I'm looking, there's like 2 to 3 every month. There was 2 on May 2nd. There was 1 on May 6th, 1 on May 8th, 1 on May 9th, 1 on May 12th, 1 on May 14th, 1 on May 17th, 1 on May 22nd, another one on May 22nd, 1 on May 23rd, 1 on May 28th. They're like launching every like 4 or 5 days, and I'm like, how do you have the enough equipment and enough people to be able to oversee that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's probably a ton of people that work at SpaceX. I don't know if SpaceX works with NASA. Probably not.
I've never met a single person that's been like, yeah, I work for SpaceX.
Me either.
So, but they've been doing all these missions too. In June, they did them June 4th and June 6th and June 7th and June 8th. I just don't get the purpose of it. I don't understand what the purpose of it is, what we're doing, and why we're doing them.
Yeah, I feel like Elon just wants to do it for fun. Honestly, it seems like Elon is the type of business owner that just does what he wants, and it doesn't even have to make sense. Because, like, if you look at Twitter, for example, nothing he's doing there makes any sense. But he looks like he's just having fun. He doesn't care.
I think he's invested into many things. Also, I was on the highway and I saw a Cybertruck and I looked at it and I was like, what? It looks like a tin can. It really does.
It is.
I looked at it and I was like, what? I was like, that's the first time I've ever seen one, and I'm like, what even is the design for that? I've seen it in
It
I
is
mean, I've
the
seen
ugliest car.
photos of it, but in person, I was just like, why has it got a point at the top to it?
It is the ugliest car that you will see. One time my friend saw one. He put it on his Instagram story. Yeah. Also, like I've been learning a little bit about the Cybertruck. Like, why is it bulletproof? Why does a car need to be bulletproof? In what circumstance does your car need to be bulletproof? Also, it's stainless steel. Like I heard that, like from like it's not the safest car to get hit by. You know, like how like if if you get like in a car accident, your car like crushes
Yeah.
when you get car hit you. The reason why it does that is so it protects you from getting hurt. Because I think it's like someone said it's like the laws of physics, where it's like if most of the damage is hitting the car, then you're going to be safer. But the Cybertrucks are made out of like stainless steel, which is really tough metal that most cars aren't made out of. So if a car hits the Cybertruck, you're more likely to get hurt because the Cybertruck is just going to absorb the shock. So it's just going to hit you. So it's not that safe.
You said bulletproof. That literally is just advertising to like criminals once they get out, or people that want to do like drugs and stuff like that to buy that type of vehicle. If you're saying it's bulletproof.
It's supposed to be bulletproof, which is scary because like that should never be a selling point for your car. Also, it's like I heard that the metal can rust easily because it's not like coated in anything, like how most cars are coated to be waterproof. So like your Cybertruck can rust, and then also because of how Cybertrucks are made, you can't go to like a normal mechanic. You have to go to like a Tesla mechanic. So that's crazy.
Even them charging stations are weird too. Like they're not at gas stations. They're like outside of like I've seen them outside of like Walmarts and Targets. They're not near gas stations. They're like in like shopping complexes, the ones that I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah, because like they run on electric, so I guess they don't need to go to have like a special station. But like, yeah, Teslas are not easy to take care of in general. But the Cybertruck, it's like you can't even take it anywhere because it's built in a special way. Because I saw a video where it's like they have to manufacture the Cybertrucks a completely different way than any other car made. because it's made out of stainless steel.
Yeah, I just don't get the whole point of it. Also, if you're gonna make charging stations, I get like you're gonna do it in like a shopping complex where everybody's at, but also at the same time, a shopping complex where everybody's at is not like a good idea to do it off on like the side if it's especially busy. Like they should make not like gas stations, but they should make like catered areas for them. That's not just like the side of this store or like the back of this store or something like that. I don't know what they're thinking when they're doing that.
Yeah, I've seen like there's a Wawa near me that has like electric car charging stations because like the Wawas that have the gas stations with it too. So that's nice. Have an option for electric cars, but it's not like a Tesla charging station. So I don't know if Teslas can use that. I don't know if you have to go to like a specific Tesla charging place, but like yeah, you can charge electric cars there. So there's like some places that are starting to include that.
I think I've seen a video of it once where like somebody went to go charge theirs and it takes like an hour or two to charge, so they just like go out and do whatever. But I'm like, that's a little bit inconvenient for us. Like we get gas and it takes 2 minutes. Like what if you're like I guess Teslas aren't like built for like road trips or just like any kind of thing like that.
Yeah, or any long trip. Like even if it's not a road trip, but like you have to go to work and your commute is like 2 hours. Hopefully your tank is filled up. Well, not your tank. Hopefully your battery is charged.
Yeah, your
Like you know,
your battery is charged. And I'm like,
like
if
that's
I want to
crazy.
charge my car up, I guess everything that way, you charge stuff, you have to wait like an hour or two. But like, if it's a vehicle and like I'm in a rush to go somewhere, I don't want to like have to wait an hour to be able to like do something.
Yeah, and like most people, they have to have like a charging port at their house. Like most people who have electric cars are people who live in like houses where they can like buy like a charging station in their home so they can charge their cars. But like, why do people want to do that? Because for me, I get sick and tired of charging everything. I hate how everything runs on like chargers.
Yeah. Especially my stuff dies like super quickly too. Like my phone's already on 7% and it was on like 50% when I started recording this, which I'm just like,
Mhm.
why? I might have to go get my charger. But I'm just like, I don't get the point of it. I really don't.
Yeah, and what if you're the type of person who like constantly forgets to charge like everything? And like you can't not charge your car. Like you would have to remember to do that every day.
I don't get the concept of it. I really don't.
Yeah.
The last thing that I had was I saw there's a new Hunger Games book coming out. It's called Sunrise on the Reaping, and it's supposed to be released on March 15th, 2025. And Lionsgate is also agreeing to make a movie for it that's going to be released November. They already have a release date for it, November 20th, 2026. But I'm like, is that enough time after the book comes out for you to read it, be like, okay, let's do this, and film production for it?
I feel like Lionsgate probably has
Early
a
access to
copy
it?
before anybody else. They
Yeah.
probably have copies before anybody else. They probably are in the process of making it now because they have to like generate hype for when the book comes out. So they're probably gonna release the trailer like probably like right after the book releases. So
2026,
I feel like
that's
they
not
got an
till
early
a
copy.
long time. I'm like, we're seeing movie premieres and movies coming out in 2026, 2027. I'm like, that's like not till forever. Even 2025 seems like a long ways away.
I mean, it kind of feels like it, but we're also like technically halfway into the year now. So before we know it, it's gonna be 2025,
I
which
know.
is crazy.
I know. That just blows my mind. I never got into the Hunger Games or watched any of the Hunger Games movies or read any of the books, so I'm not like familiar with that franchise.
I same, but recently, like back when I was still at school, my friends and I was at one of my friends' dorms, and we were watching the recent one that came out with Rachel Ziegler in it. And I got sucked in. I was like, I haven't gotten sucked into a movie like that in a long time. I was in it, and I was like, oh, I need to watch the rest of the Hunger Games now, because it's a good thing that was like a prequel, so I didn't need to know anything before getting into it. But yeah, and then I kind of want to read the books, so I might. Who knows? By 2026, I might be a Hunger Games girly or something.
Like that whole series, I never got into like the Divergent or like Hunger Games series or like the Twilight series, any of those series. I never got into like any of the series like a movie besides like the After series because I think
Yeah,
everybody is into that. But other than that, there's not a dedicated series. Let me go get my charger. There's not a dedicated series that I was like, I actually there's a charger here that I was like, let me get into that.
yeah, I feel you on that. I'm in the same boat. I think with Twilight, we were just too young when it came out, like when the movies came out and when it was popular. We were just in elementary school, so we weren't the age group for it. But then I think with Hunger Games and like Divergent, you really had to be into that genre. So that was like a book genre within itself. Like if you weren't into like the teen dystopian novels, then it wasn't really for you. And yeah, yeah, I feel like now everyone's having a resurgence. I feel like most of the people now who are Twilight girlies and like Hunger Games girlies, those are people who probably are like us and didn't read it like 10 years ago, but now are like obsessed with it.
I think I had like a dystopian. I think it was it middle school or was it high school? I don't remember what grade it was, but I had like a dystopian like themed course that we did, and like we had to read like a dystopian book, and I picked Divergent.
Mm-hmm.
I remember reading it, but I don't remember if I finished it or not.
I think I know what you're talking about. I know we weren't in the same school district at the time, but I think my school did that too. I read The Giver,
I
which is like
read
a teen
that.
dystopian novel.
I read that in
Yeah, The
elementary
Giver is really
school.
good.
I think I read that in elementary school, and I think our school did like I think our high school did like a play adaptation of it, and it was not. I don't remember if it was that good or not because it was so many years ago. But I remember I read The Giver in elementary school. But I don't know why they made that like a thing for us. Was like this whole dystopian course that we did.
I think it was because it was popular at the time, because Hunger Games was popular, Divergent was popular, The Maze Runner had its moment. I think because it was popular when we were kids, that they wanted to get us into reading by reading those books because they were so popular.
I never did that. Did you have to do like the summer reading as well in elementary school?
I hated it. I know. Here's the thing. I hated it. I hated summer reading. I never did it when I was supposed to. I always did it like literally the night before. Like I hated summer reading. And here's the thing. The weird thing about summer reading is that I would do it the night before, and we would never talk about it. We talk about it briefly in the first day, and we would never discuss it again.
That's what I'm saying is we would like have a whole paper or like a whole thing we would have to write about and like we would turn it in or and then it would just never be discussed again. It was like never think. I never me in general, I'm not like a reading person. I have to be in like complete silence to be able to read. And even when I'm reading, I feel like it takes me more longer than average because I've timed myself before. It takes me longer than average to like
Yeah.
read something because I remember I had to do like reading like articles for this one class I was in. I'm like, this is taking like a good like hour to read all of this. And I'm like, usually it takes
Mm-hmm.
people like maybe 30, 45 minutes, but I'm like, that's how I knew I was like a slow reader. So I never enjoyed summer reading. I never finished any of the books ever because I just dreaded reading. It took me at least like I know some people that are able to read like 2 to 3 pages like every 5 minutes. It took me like a minute to read a page. Or like
Yeah.
3 to 4 minutes
I
to
feel
read
that.
a page.
That was me. Like, I used to be a fast reader when I was a kid. But like when it came to like tests, like the standardized tests, stuff like that, things we had to do in school, I it would take me so long in the reading portion, and it's not because like I would get it wrong. Like I would get a passing grade on the reading exams and stuff, like proficient or whatever. But it was just I would take so long, and then I had to write, and writing took me so long. So I feel you on that. And I also like, in college they give you a ton of reading. Like even in my school. And I don't like reading on a computer because it just feels like I'm staring at a screen. I'm not even reading the words.
Yeah, I remember those tests that we would have to take and you'd have to answer questions for it. I would like go and I would like highlight so much because
Same.
for me, I didn't want to have to go back and reread the whole thing again because for some reason, like when I read, I just like can't retain information. Like I could
Yeah.
like retain some information, but like most of the time I just like didn't wasn't able to retain information. So I like highlighted everything like constantly, and then when it came to questions I would just go back to my highlight sections and see like what I did, but like those reading sections always took me like probably an hour and a half, 2 hours, and we only had like a certain amount of time. I would always never finish
Hmm.
it and would have to go on to the next
Same.
day.
Same. And what I disliked about that is like our teachers, I'm pretty sure you were probably also taught this too. Our teachers would teach us all these things that would just waste time. Because how do you want us to annotate the text and highlight and write stuff in the margins, but also we have to write this whole essay in under 30 minutes? Like that just feels like it's a waste of time, because it's like I can't properly read this or annotate it the way you want me to, and also write a good essay in under 45 minutes.
That was my problem, was me being like not able to remember what I read half the time. I would like annotate every like paragraph and it would take me forever to do because I would write I once I got to high school, I learned to just like write like one or two words, but when I was younger, I
Mhm.
would like a sentence or two every single paragraph and highlight almost every single thing that
Yeah.
like it was overwhelming.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I do like English because, like, in high school, I was in the honors classes because I really liked being in those classes. But the thing is, I never read the books. Like, the reason why is because it would take me too long. Like, you can't give me homework, and especially because it's like honors, like, they give you more homework when it's that. I can't read the chapters you want me to read and then do the work you want me to do. So I would spark note it. I would spark note it, or I watch videos online explaining the book or explaining the plot to the book and just use that.
I never like lit circles either. They annoyed me so much because I did not like discussing on the books because I was like, here's me struggling to read this for I would spend like hours every single night.
Hmm.
I would have it from like I would start reading like at 4 and I'd be done like my chapter by like it was like 2 chapters. I'd be done by like 6 or 7.
Yeah,
And it took me longer cuz sometimes I have to reread sections and it took me forever, but like test I was fine with, but like even like lit circles, I was just like I don't want to discuss the book and talk in a conversation about the book when I
yeah,
spent like 4 hours struggling to finish it the night before because I would also
yeah,
procrastinate because I knew for a fact that like my reading was not like up to par. It's not like that my reading is terrible, but just for me, it just takes me longer to read things.
yeah, yeah. That's why, like, I hate how like it's kind of like it's not about who's good at reading. It's just about who's the fastest. And for me, I never liked that. That's why I had to spark note everything. And the thing I hated, though, is like sometimes when they would give you stuff that doesn't have a spark notes thing because it's like a new book or it's not like a high school reading book like To Kill a Mockingbird or The Great Gatsby. So I'd have to actually read it, which like okay, fine, but like it's gonna take me a while, and I have to do this like basically write answer like 5 questions in paragraph format. So I'm basically writing an essay, and then I also have other homework to do. So it's kind of like
Yeah, we're already at our hour mark, so we hope that you enjoyed listening to our show. You can check us out on our website, which is ddsource63002.wixsite.com/wire talk show. You can also check us out on our Instagrams as well. My Instagram is at Dina.620. You can plug your Instagram.
At Samara Kennard _photography.
And we hope that you enjoyed listening to our show, and we will see you back next week. Bye.